Welcome back to another Take 3 for Politics. I'm Andrew Theen with Brad Schmidt, talking about City Hall stuff. We're going to start off with big news out of Affordable Housing Committee that could have implications in Portland for years to come.
Yeah, so it's a little bit complicated, but essentially we're talking about millions of dollars of money. The Portland Housing Advisory Commission recommended increasing the amount of money that we spend in urban renewal districts on affordable housing. Right now we spend 30% of our money on affordable housing. They said let's bump it up to 50%. We ran the numbers. We think it's about $46 million more over 5 years that could potentially go to affordable housing. Now, this is just a recommendation from a policy committee that has no say on the matter other than this is our recommendation. Commissioner Dan Saltzman and the Housing Bureau will look at it, come up with their own recommendation that would get forwarded to City Council, and we'd expect some sort of decision by the end of next month. Now, 50%, that's a big political ask.
Big number.
That money would then be money that doesn't go to the Portland Development Commission for redevelopment projects like Centennial Mills or the post office site. So maybe it's, a little bit of negotiation and 50% ask turns to 40 or 35%. We'll see. Now you've got something going on the Hempstalk front, is that right?
Right. Well, this is this festival that has been around for a while, 10 years, celebrated its 10th year last year. It's an event that's just meant to celebrate marijuana and hemp as industrial products as well as recreational drugs. And so last year, actually dating back to 2013, the city denied this festival a permit for 2014, which in and of itself is unusual. They appealed that decision to the city council. The city council, including Mayor Hale, said, let's give it another go. Here are some added requirements. 2014 festival happens. Apparently the parks officials say it wasn't, they didn't do a good job, that there was marijuana smoking still there. Organizers say, okay, we're getting an unfair shake because, Blues Fest, they said, hey, go ahead and smoke. We'll turn our eyes in terms of police enforcement. So coming up on another appeal hearing to see whether this Hempstalk Festival will exist going forward here in 2015. Another long-standing issue is Portland street funding. You reported last week on the backlog. Where is it at right now in terms of maintenance?
Yeah, so for a number of years, the city of Portland didn't have good numbers on how big of a hole it was digging itself into.
Right.
A couple of years back, it came out, said we need 750 million more. Then the next year, it was $916 million more. Now it's almost $1.2 million more. That's a number that would be needed over a decade to bring the city's streets up to the standards that they've set for it. Commissioner Novick says, I don't have a plan. I'd like to come up with a plan, but I need a coalition of people. We've learned from last year's street fee debacle that trying to do this exclusively out of City Hall is not the way to go.
Right.
It should be noted, Novick's up for re-election next year, and he famously said, if you don't like our plan, you can kick us out of office, which is perhaps a nice, interesting segue to Mayor Hales, who potentially might have a challenger next year. And
right.
Where's he at on this?
Well, he's also up for re-election. Spoke with the mayor this week. He said, look, a solution is not going to come out of City Hall alone, and we led the point, held the pole position on this issue in 2014, and it didn't work out. The mayor said it's time for other interest groups to get behind a notion of finding street money. Portland Business Alliance says, no, that's your job, Mayor. So what this means is we're unlikely to see anything on the ballot in 2016, aside from the mayor and Commissioner Novick. So we'll see. This has been another Take 3 for Politics. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.